same. Are these the same book?
Yeah, they're the same book. I bought it, and then Franz was like, "That's pretty cool. I'm gonna buy it," and then we both have it.
Nice.
And then remember we were gonna play Necromunda. And
Sorta.
well, I thought the idea I was just gonna make a girl squad.
Okay.
But then buying all the girl miniatures was super expensive. And then I saw this zombie survival, and I was like, dude, on the super cheaps, I could pick up school. And then we ended up
not playing anything.
You guys are all ready to play Twilight Imperium for my birthday?
I mean, are you gonna play the new edition?
I'll buy it. I'll buy it for my birthday, and then we're all gonna play it.
Yay!
And one time a year, we all play Twilight Imperium, and then we hate each other for the rest of the year.
That's pretty much
as long as we can do it at Terry's house. And
yeah, we're definitely gonna do it at Terry's house. And we're gonna touch all his stuff.
That was so good. That was so good. Like, let me tell you, it was worth it. All of it was worth it.
I had fun until like the very end when I'm like, "Fuck this, I quit."
I think everybody was like, "Fuck this, I quit." At the end.
But I'm the only one. I'm like, I actually quit. Like, I give up.
I was like,
tired of arguing with Eric about some stupid shit. You know, unclear rule in there that is obviously the way I said it is correct and the way he said it is wrong.
Well, if you drop an arrow from the top of the infinitely tall wall, it would reach maximum velocity.
Oh, we can't ride horses through the main gate to a city because it's a building.
Yeah, there will. Yeah.
That was what I'm like. Fuck that. I quit.
I think I was on the, "You can't ride those horses through my town."
You were in the building. You're like, "Get out! You can't ride horses through a building."
I was totally like, no. I mean, now that I think about it, it's like, man, what dumbass came up with that idea?
Yeah,
wait, that was me. That was totally cheating.
I mean, letter of the law, I think you're right.
I wouldn't argue.
I mean, letter of the law, yeah, you can't ride a horse through a door, you know?
In a normal building, like
okay.
I would not argue that you can't ride a horse into this.
You know what? I say fuck that. I would ride a horse into there.
Yeah, I would fucking ride a horse in there too.
Yeah.
But if you're saying you can't ride a horse in a building, I'm thinking like building, not huge gate wall, which is still in my car, by the way.
That's where it is. I've been looking for that stupid thing.
I think I have it outside.
You have the fortress?
Yeah.
Because
I have the one piece of it. Anyways.
Oh man, no, I mean, gee, I think it's scattered to the wind because I think Eric has half of it in Gainesville, and then you have some of it.
I mean, I can get it back from him.
I kind of like.
Sure.
I tried to cobble everything back together.
I have the gate part.
The gate part. That was the main part we were looking for, and like Eric was like, "Well, I'll take what I can get," because it's like a big like Warhammer piece. Like,
yeah.
They call it something like this.
And I've had it in my car since that bachelor party, and like I just never remembered to give it back to you.
Oh, but yeah, what was it? I had all my horses in the building.
My horses can go in. They're small horses.
No, because they came in through the back way. That's open. It's like you guys can't bring your horses in here.
And I just remember that, and then we'd all lined our guys up, you know, like this, so that when they ran through, it was like, you know, attract of opportunity, like 20 times. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So there's some dumbass rules in that game.
We never did get to finish that scenario.
No, that was like, well, it was never going to be finished in at all in general, just because everybody was on edge at that point, and we're like.
And the scenario before that, I was just getting.
I mean, I had a lot of fun up until then.
The scenario before that, what was it, Matt? Like totally shredded me, and it's like there's nothing I could do. I could neither go forward, nor go backward, nor stay where I was without getting completely destroyed.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, that's it. I quit.
Yeah, that game needs some definite balance tweaks in it because
Mordheim is like the worst.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I mean, we played it for 10 years, but hey,
I mean, it makes a lot more sense when you're thinking about Mordheim in the original sense, where it's.
Dog, you're waving your tail and you're turning off the light.
where Mordheim's supposed to be, it's supposed to be played in the Mordheim city. So, like, the buildings are, like, this close together, and
Yeah.
you're, like, weaving between buildings, and, like, ranged combat can only go so far because you're going to run into obstacles. And that's why ranged combat's so much more powerful than melee combat, because if you're having to go 48 inches to get to the guy, of course you're going to die. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no way you're not.
Well, and that was the thing, like,
Unless you have a bunch of dwarfs on a magic carpet, like that one time I had.
When you made that little town with all, like, with all the squares,
Yeah.
that was probably the most close to Mordheim that we'd ever played on. This is,
Yeah, it's supposed to be city combat, urban combat.
Yeah, and it was pretty good. And that was the other thing too, is like Matt thought he was awesome because he had the wood elves.
Yeah.
And as long as I could not get in, as long as I could duck and dodge, get up on him, he was like a chump. Like
if you can get the wood elves in combat. But the thing about the wood elves is they have 6-inch movement, and so unless you're on a horse like me, you would never. A dwarf would literally never be able to catch them because they could move half movement and shoot in the same turn, and the dwarf's full movement is only as much as half of that movement. There, like a dwarf running only moves as much as a wood elf walking.
Yeah.
So I mean, like that's it's just terrible. That game needs more thought put into it.
Well, I mean, the other thing is like, if you wanted to play actual Mordheim, you didn't need just a book. You needed the book, and you needed like 50 town criers.
Yeah, it was a traditional GW game.
You need this other book over here, and you want to play Tartosa, you need these rules, you want to play Border Town Burning, you need this book.
Well, Border Town Burning that's the thing, is Border Town Burning is like it's a fan mod for the game.
Yeah.
It's not an official...
I think the guy who wrote it worked for GW for a while.
Maybe.
But yeah,
I mean, and it's cool.
Well, that was the one we played mostly.
Well, it's
most
because
of the
it's more fun, and we don't have enough buildings. Well, I guess we probably did to have an actual Mordheim.
And it also had a good beginning game, middle game, end game.
Yes, the campaign is interesting in Border Town Burning for sure.
Normal Mordheim felt like it was just kind of tacked on at the end. Like, I guess we could do that. Yeah. All right.
I love that. I don't know. Were you guys around when like the first Mordheim campaign we played, or whether like the first couple of games where I had my dwarf army, and
they were like homemade? You made them out, or was
no,
that
not my dark dwarves. Not my dark dwarves. I had my regular like normal dwarves.
You had them on the magic carpet.
Yeah, and the first game I played, I like found a chest and I rolled really well, and I got a magic carpet out of the chest, and the magic carpet moves like 18 inches a turn. Yeah. And can carry 4 dwarfs on it.
So he just like
so basically like everybody's like, oh shit, the dwarfs are coming. The magic card just swoops in. My dwarfs jump off, beat them to death, and then fly off the magic carpet. I'm like, this is the best game I've ever played.
Yeah. And then dwarves were really good at archery. Like you had that one guy, and so it was like he's just like,
I'm gonna
go 18 inches.
Yeah, I'm way up here.
You can't shoot me. I'm just gonna shoot down at you. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna go 6 inches that way? I follow you 6 inches and shoot down at you.
And that's the classic example about how Border Town Burning rules stink. Or maybe that was regular.
No, that was I think that was the woods one where you played outside of the city.
Oh yeah.
The thing in the woods.
Yeah.
It was
Nemesis Crown.
I was still enjoying myself with that for sure.
So.
I actually made a magic carpet I could use for that too.
Yeah, I remember that. It actually pretty good. I mean,
I just took a piece of cardboard and cut it and then painted it.
Yeah. No, but I mean, for how long you put into it, it was pretty good.
20 minutes.
Who was it that made the Carnival of Chaos wagon, and it was like had ribs or something?
Yeah.
But it was made out of like paper clips and clay or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was your second campaign.
That was that was my Dark Dwarfs campaign, and that's a demon wagon, so it's supposed to be like an enslaved demon that, you throw the jails in, throw the people you capture.
It's funny because they're like, you said something like, does anyone have any bits I can have? And like, I brought them all in, and then everyone like looked at me like, why did you do that, Riley? And I was like, what? He's like, he's just gonna make characters just of those bits. Like, there's gonna be.
Who said that? Eric.
So it was Eric.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I'm like he's gonna cut off their arms and use those as legs, And I was like, oh.
No, we won't. No, we won't.
No, we won't. No, we won't. And you didn't quite do that, but you did.
Somebody had a warpath made entirely out of just like clay globs or something. Was that you?
No, mine was
it was
actually...
other Dan.
Maybe he played ogres.
No.
I think he had legit ogre.
He had ogres and he had the possessed.
Yes, Dan's possessed were those were old. He's had those a long time. So
and the thing he would do with his possessed, there's nowhere in the rules that said you could have more than you had to pick another mutation. So he picked out the best mutation. He's like, I'm gonna get 5 of those, and then he was like, oh, and by the way, each one of those is an extra attack. So it was
like he had 17 extra arms on one model or something like that.
No, it was the tail. It was the snake tail.
Oh yeah,
He had
the
clay and he
tail,
just glued
like
a
2 extra
shitload of
arms
tails on them
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
And
So it basically turned into I get up in melee with you. All right, now survive 17
attacks.
strength
Yeah,
6
and
attacks.
most of them are strength 6, except for this one, which is strength 8.
Yeah, yeah, and then oh yeah, and by the way, there's poison. So all those rules too.
Yeah, Dan's possessed. I don't know. I think he was cheating, but
There's a reason we called him Cheating Dan.
yeah.
I just remember he was dating that Asian girl.
No, do you know the actual reason we call he's had that name since when I gamed in middle school in Gainesville.
Oh, okay.
And the actual reason we call him Cheating Dan is because we were playing Settlers of Catan, and he accidentally took a wheat instead of a lumber or something like that, and let him win the game. And so from then on out, he was Cheating Dan.
I just remember he was
fucking cheater.
dating that Asian girl, and she was rolling his level
Christine.
up, and it was going pretty well.
Yeah.
And then one of them went bad, and he's like, I did not give you the permission to do this.
That's classic Cheating Dan
And
right
so
there.
I was like, I'm going to re-roll them all now because the one I wanted did not work out the way I wanted.
Yeah. Classic.
Asian girl. That was
Way
Christine,
before.
yeah.
Christine, yeah, you don't remember. I don't remember.
That's a long time ago. Well, then,